All right, so welcome back. We are now on part two of figuring out the JSON schema for creating articles with Joomla. More so, just figuring how to figure out the schema when all of it is not provided. So, in our first video, I kind of laid the groundwork of what we're doing. This can all be probably a lot shorter, but if you're brand new to this, kind of like how I am, then this will probably be helpful and all the necessary steps that being taken to do this. Now, in between that video and this one, I had to create a bunch of new fields so that we can see what those fields look like in the schema and also make it with some variation. So there's 16 fields inside of or available for custom fields with Joomla. So in this task of unearthing the JSON schema, I've created all those and some with some variations. There's one field that I just found out I can't really mess with too much right now, which is the SQL field, mainly because I don't know I don't know SQL, and I was screwing things up. So we're not going to use that one here. We won't get to see how that one looks in a JSON, but I'm sure someone who is way more advanced than I am can go in and tinker and provide in a comment or some feedback on what that looks like on the other end. So what we have left to do is let's go ahead and find you. And we made our groups, um, and then we made our fields. So now we have to make a test article. Now, so let's go ahead and take care of that. Get my face out the way. All right, so I'm better over here. Now we have all of our fields. Yes, I used SKEMA. I know it's spelled wrong. That was intentional. So whenever I see that specific word anywhere on the back end, I know that it's related to this project. And yeah, that's what it's meant. And I didn't want to use the actual word schema and then it confused me somewhere because I'm still fairly new to JSON. I'm sorry, fairly new to the development. And I don't know if it's going to use the word schema, especially when I use the JSON to schema translator. It does use the word schema in there, and I don't want to be confused. Now, if we go, we see all of our fields. This is not really a relevant screen right now after you've done it. So what we need to do now is go ahead and create a new article. So let me go ahead and refresh this page of a new article. And we already see now right from the gate, let's go to the main page. We have our groups, schema group 1, 2, and 3. I really just took all of the options that I made and I randomly threw them into the different groups because the only real purpose of having the field groups in this regard is that we want to see how it looks again on the other end. That's the only real reason of doing anything here. So, because our goal is to be able to create pretty much a complete article from within the API, that means we need to be able to have the option, at least, or knowledge to know what we can update in reference to every single parameter that you see on the screen right now. The title, the alias, that's easy. The text and the meta description or notes, those are also easy. All right, because that's what's given to you here in the existing documentation. All right, but as we discussed on the previous video, that that's what's given to me to create one. Why doesn't it reply with all of this information of what's available? All right, so let's go ahead and see how that works. We see got meta key and meta description, and then we have metadata. So obviously, those are two different things. All right, so let's get down to nitty gritty and fill in every option. Let's fill in every option available for this article and see what it looks like on the other end. So we also get to see what these custom groups look like on this side. So I know I'm going to have to fill in, obviously, this is the article text box. I'm going to make some typos. I'm going to stop caring because they're not even going to matter. Um, um, Featured, it's a boolean, so I won't have to really worry about that one too much, but this is article note, article notey notes. All right, I don't care about that. And then we have the note, I'm sorry, for versions. So I'll say things in a different order that'll be familiar to me so that when I do see it, I know it was mine. All right. And then we have, so now we'll go over to our image links. Uh, Now we want to see, this is going to be fairly easy. Let's just update some images, upload some images, and then fill in everything on this page. So I've started to add some photos and started to fill in the link options over here using pound signs because obviously none of the stuff actually matters. I just want to see how it looks on the other side. I don't know why I care about this. Link has text. All right. A has text. All right. And then as you'll see how this, since there's three versions of these links, I want to change the target window to parent in one, pop up in the other, modal in another, just so I can see what they look like. Because on the other side, it might be option. It might just be a number. It might be 1, 2, or 3. So I'll at least know that, or know that I need to dig into that deeper to start to figure out what those other options are. Again, it is going to be a surprise. And then we got some Apple text. This one I'm going to type in the description, but I'm also going to click no description, and then I'm going to put apples for this one, and then Apple has a caption. So just random words that still make sense to me. And then the alt text for this one is bananas. It's fine. So we're going to leave the description on that one unchecked, so we know what that's like. It's pretty sure it's just going to be a boolean anyway. And then bands, doesn't matter. It's not a real class, so it won't really matter. And then captiones, just random words. All right, so we don't really care what this article looks like at all, so I'm just filling in stuff. And then now let's go over to our options. So obviously there's going to be a few different options here. I am going to use default because that is a specific word versus using global. Doesn't make any sense. I'm going to go down and fill in all of these so that I have some type of understanding when I get to see it on the other side. So this page is actually super easy because while doing it, I realized that there's already a variation of the the global of this selection. So it's one of a few. I'm actually going to change that one to split. And yeah, because most of them are just booleans, right? Or have one or the other. So I left a lot of them because it already has an option or has pretty much a variation rather. But then there are a few such as these that really mattered, which is the bottom two. So I added some text there. Now moving on to the order details. These four actually are all custom, so I know that's required. So let's call it. This is the schema outlet. Doesn't really matter. It's a custom field. And then we have to go down and fill out all of my custom fields. So I'll just go ahead and knock that out really fast. Okay, so far so good. We've been able to fill out all of our custom details, and now on to publishing. All right, so now in the publishing, I'm just going to fill out these to something that makes a modicum of sense, and then we can move on again. Okay, so this is filled out with a whole bunch of gibberish. Now we can move on to the next one. The configure edit screen is not much there to do because they're all booleans, but I'm just going to go show, hide, no, and yes. So therefore, we have specifics there, almost like a combination code when we go and see it on the other side. Hit save, make sure I'm doing everything right as we go along. And then now, as for the permissions, that is a whole other ball game. I'm going to leave it exactly how it is because if we are creating articles by an API, at least I know on our side, we're going to have that pretty much set based on the category, or we'll get that situated there. I would probably go in and later tinker because there's a lot of combinations that we can do here. And that'll be maybe something separate. But for now, we have our article done and done with all of our information. Cool. If this was actual information, I'd want to have a really cool layout override to make this look nice. But that's pretty much it of it. So we're done here. And now what we'll do on the next go around is to pull this into Postman, pull it in, and start to see what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Actually, save and close. I think the article ID is 17. Oh, I can't. We got some I missed out on. Outlet name, schema text field 1, schema text field 2. So let's go content. All right, group. But all of my tabs are gone. So let's see what that's about. So oddly enough, and I'm glad it's at the end of this video. So oddly enough, all of our custom field groups are missing, but it has them there. So I tweaked some things, hit save, and it's still asking me to like I have fields that are required that I would like to edit or change, but it's actually not giving me the option. They're not even showing up anymore. So it may be something that I've done previously, but I'll take care of that off screen, and then hopefully it's all good to go in the next go round on the next video. But that's what we had to do there. So I do remember that we did have a chance to save, as you know, with some of the progress. So what I will do before I wrap this up is I'm going to go to Postman, and I know this is article number 17. So I'm going to see if we can just pull that out now with what we got. Let's see if there's anything there. All right. And awesome. We still got what we needed. All right. So that bug, we can deal with it later. But for now, we do see everything that we added is there. All right. We can just go ahead and make this easy for ourselves and make it schema. And then now we can see all of our details that we have added, all right? Which is really, really cool. So now what we want to do is go and see what is what. Like, for instance, let's see if we have, that's interesting. The word schema is not being highlighted everywhere because right here, it says it right there, but it's not showing up. But nonetheless, we got our title, our alias, things that are fairly obvious. Let's go back down to our custom groups, or things that we know that are in groups. We see we have text field 1, 2, etc. So what object this is a part of? All right, data, go down, our images, etc. Yeah, so we'll get to break this down in the next video. But success, we get to see everything. We get to see all of our custom fields, which I'm really excited about. Now we got to figure out how to make a new article or update and change any of those things from this screen, from Postman, or whatever you would be using with your API. So I'm excited. This is dope. Okay, now on to the next one.